guys, great to see you again. You've joined me on the Empress of the Light Tarot, and this morning we're going to do another story time. Today I'm talking about familiar ties. Now, don't get me twisted, I've had some of the most impactful, loving, nurturing, beautiful people be some of my family members, and often these people are passed on loved ones that still remain with me today and guide me and protect me and show me unconditional love. But what I want to talk about today is even though those people had such impact on me, some of my most abusive and toxic people in my life have been family members. I'm talking brothers, sisters, mothers. We're going to talk about that today and any other ties that you kind of think of when you think of this. They are relevant as well. But today we're going to talk about familiar ties. Now, what I want to talk about is, yes, they are our blood, and yes, they are familiar ties, but society kind of pushes the narrative that because you were born in a family, that means you have to be connected. The narrative is that you have to be connected to them and you're bound to them for the rest of your life. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true, because one of the biggest lessons we are to learn in this life is self-love. And often our self-love conflicts with our need to be bound to these people and to be loyal to them. So I want you to think about it. Are you in this situation where you are bound and tied to people who don't necessarily have the best interest for you, who are toxic to you, are abusive to you, try and tear you down and keep you small just to make themselves feel better about their own lives and about their own selves? I faced some of the worst abuse at the hands of my own family. And I'm not talking about like a small altercation. I had physical, psychological, emotional, and mental abuse put on me. This abuse was put on me from a very young age. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. I was scapegoated from a young age, and my other siblings were treated very differently to me. One of the tactics my maternal figure would use is she would constantly put me down in every position opportunity she had to put me down, and she would put me down so much and isolate me and make her the one I had to come to. She would want me to seek validation, and she would be the one that would want to be the one to either say, yes, you're worthy, or no, you're not worthy, and make me seek validation from her. And she would try and control me and control the narrative of what my character is, and she would turn basically anyone against me that she would see that would be a support of me. She tried to turn me against those few family members that actually loved and cared for me from a young age, and she would make it her mission to try and destroy my confidence, self-worth, and my very essence of my character. I only recently came to a decision that for my own health, peace of mind, mental health, physical health, and so I could live in peace, I had to distance myself from this person. Now, she knows what she's done. I could be here all day telling you all the things that she's done throughout my life. The reason I'm talking on this subject today is because in the conditioning that I've had, I was told you always have to be bound to people, even if they're literally trying to destroy you from within the familiar unit. Now, I want to tell you that's not true, because our soul's mission here on earth is to first learn self love and self care, and to pour into yourself so then you can pour into others. So, the thing is, I've only just recently broke free from the chains that bound me to these people. I had to cut complete contact because they were made it their soul's mission to destroy me and try and completely eliminate me from this planet. Now, some cases may not be as extreme. Some cases may not be as extreme, but you use your own discernment and look at the people that are in your life. Are they merely there just because you feel some kind of obligation or bound to them due to blood ties, or are they there because they uplift you, support you, love you unconditionally, and respect you? Now, this is not easy. This by no means is not easy thing to do, but I made the decision I was going to be destroyed if I did not remove myself from these ties. And I broke off ties with a lot of my familial group, people in my group, and I don't regret it for 1 second. Now, this is something that we all have to come to as a decision for ourselves. But in my personal opinion, it did save my life, and I haven't looked back since then. Now, there's other things that I'd like to cover on this topic, and I will look into also friendships and relationships. But today I wanted to cover the familial ties that we feel bound to in this very life. So, what we might do is we might do a few cards and see what we get on this. See what we get on this. Spirits, ancestors, guides. What do we need to know about this subject? We got the Eight of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups, Nine of Swords, and Ten of Swords. What I'm seeing with this is sometimes our best choice is to move away and spend some time on healing our trauma and what we've been through. And the goal would be to find peace and contentment in your own life. Sometimes this takes time, patience, perseverance, and dedication. But in my experience, it's well worth the time and effort we put into this. I hope you guys are having a great beginning of your week. And until the next one, take it easy. See you later. Bye. Bye.